Alright everyone, welcome back to another episode of All the Mods 6. I hope everyone's doing great today. I know that I am. We're hopping right back into our game save, and we haven't done anything since the last episode was recorded, but I am recording these before, like in advance, so today is actually Thursday. You'll be seeing this on Sunday. So some stuff might have already been done that isn't going to be reflected in this game save, especially because we stream this game save over on Twitch. If you're interested in checking out any of those streams, highly recommend checking out the link in the description down below. We do stream on Mondays and Fridays. So, with that being said, let's jump into what we're doing today. So we are going to continue on the path of Botania, and I have done actually a little bit of work off camera, not even on stream, just off camera in general over at our Botania setup here. So, let me get into hover mode here. As you can see, we now have some additional items set up here. Now this is a automation setup for these endo flames, giving them fuel on a consistent basis. Now, again, I am not the one who came up with this idea. There's also plenty of other ideas that are out there on how to automate the system, but based around what is available in this mod pack, this is one of the ways that you can do it. So, how does this work? Well, up here, we have a hopper, which you can put a chest on top of, but the hopper does have its own inventory here, and that works for us for the time being. Linked up to that, we also have a redstone receiver from RF Tools Utility. That is a mouthful, to say the least. And this is what they look like. So this is the transmitter. You're also going to have a receiver as well. They're pretty straightforward to make, not too complicated. You are going to need ender pearls for them. But this will help transfer the redstone signal. So, down here, we have a pressure plate on top of a redstone lamp. Now, under this lamp is the actual transmitter. So the receiver goes up here, transmitter's down here. So, pretty much what happens is the coal will be placed up here. It'll filter into this open crate, which will automatically drop out onto this pressure plate, which produces a redstone signal. When that signal is active, this is going to shut off up here, so it will stop it from dropping. And then once this gets eaten up by these endo flames, the signal disappears, and then this keeps going to drop another piece. So I'll show you real quick. Now, again, much like what we learned in the last episode, make sure if you have a magnet of any kind, it is turned off. Otherwise, it's just going to suck these right up. I'm going to use charcoal for the time being. Coal or charcoal works, I believe. Yep, coal or charcoal. And really, blocks would be your best bet for it. But I just don't have enough materials right now to do blocks, so we're just going to do a normal pieces like so. If you do want to check out a full setup for it, I got this design idea from Chosen Architect here on YouTube. Take a peek at his channel. Way bigger than what I am, and he goes into full details on how to do this. And honestly, the one thing I would tinker with on this setup is actually around these receivers and transmitters. They are a bit finicky because you do want them on different channels. If they're all on the same channel, they're all going to be activating at the same time. You want each redstone receiver and transmitter setup to be on their own channel. So 1 through 4 you'll have ultimately in the end. But again, more in-depth video you can find on Chosen Architect's YouTube page. He's a great guy. He goes through this pack, and I love watching his videos too. So this is a great idea on how to do it. But we can throw these into all of our other ones to have them feed our endo flames. Just like so. And these are going to build up our mana in our mana pool. Now, I know last episode was very introductory to Botania here, and so today we are going to jump a little bit further on and try to get into some more just different things in general. So, what I want to get going here is a way to better hold all of our mana together. Really, this is great. It's great setup to have just the one pool, but realistically, what if we go off and that mana pool gets filled up and then it's not running and we come back and we're like, oh shoot, we need some mana for whatever we might be doing. It's good to have a good back storage. Much like with any kind of storage system you have, it's always good to have a lot of storage just in case you start accumulating things. So what we are going to do is get a mana splitter up and going. Now, in order to do this, we do need mana steel. Mana steel is pretty straightforward to make. I don't believe we have any. We'll check out Botania here. Actually, we do have some. So you can find this out in the wild, in dungeons, chests, the nether chests, anything like that. You can find it in different loot tables that populate. So you might already have some, and we just so happen to have some. But if you did need to make it, all you got to do is take a piece of iron, throw it in a mana pool. It takes up this little sliver of mana here, and it'll give you a mana steel ingot, which is not too bad. But since we are pretty much set, we can just go ahead and make it. I do believe I have living rock, and I think I put it away. Of course, I probably did. So let's grab that. Let's grab this. Really, it'd be smart if I extended our wireless transmissions all the way out there, because we are now spending more time over there, but it is what it is for the time being. So we get the splitter going, and from here you can direct all of your mana splitters, right? What are they called? I'm already losing my mind here. Mana spreaders, not mana splitters, mana spreaders. You can direct all your mana spreaders at this splitter, and then have max four different mana pools to contribute mana into. So we are going to get 3 more of these guys, just like so, with our mana splitter. And I think we already have our one in a good spot there, so I'm not going to worry about transitioning any of this mana, because when you do make the mana pool, you do lose the mana that is in it. It does not retain its inventory, or its liquid level, I guess you could say. But in the off chance that you are in that position that you do need to, you can use a mana tablet to actually transfer the mana into. And we might eventually make one, but since we don't have to move ours currently, I think it's perfectly fine. But these are straightforward. All you need is a mana diamond or mana pearl. And all you gotta do with this is take either or and throw them into a mana pool with enough mana in it. But we're gonna knock out this light here. We're gonna throw this bad boy down here. We are going to redirect our mana spreaders to this guy instead. Just like so. How did you get way over there? Interesting. Okay. We're going to direct it right to this guy. Yep. Now they should all be directed towards here. And I believe that this automatically then distributes to the mana pools around it, if I am not mistaken. So, but if we don't start getting mana, we know why. So if we put these bad boys around, yep, it automatically starts populating those different mana pools. So this will just increase our buffer of mana that we have available to us, which is ultimately what we want from this. We just want to have enough in the backlog so we can progress without having to waste our time. All right, from here, let's knock a few things off the list. From here, I want to progress towards our Elven portal. It's pretty much the kind of ultimate goal for a lot of people going into Botania, because there's a lot of things that you need to get to that point to make terrasteel to progress forward and make some cool items. So in order to get to that point, there's a few steps ahead of us that we need to take. One of them being this terrasteel agglomeration plate. Oh my gosh, I butchered that. You guys are gonna destroy me in the comments for that one. But it's actually relatively straightforward. Lapis blocks, a block of mana steel, I should say, which is pretty easy. And then these runes, which are going to be the most complex part of this. In order to get these runes, we do need to get an altar up and going. So, let us just filter. Ooh, almost knocked my water over there. We need the runic altar going, which means we are going to need a mana diamond or a mana pearl. Now these boys are going to keep running pretty consistently because it now does have a lot more buffer space for it, so we're going to have those going for quite some time here. But let's hop back over here because we do need to grab some resources. Now let's see, how many ender pearls do we have? We only have 21. We actually have a lot of these though, and I know that we can convert these into ender pearls, which I think would be smart to do for some of them. We'll hold on to some extra ones. So we have 37 of those. How are we doing on diamonds? Wow, okay, we have a lot of diamonds. So let's grab those. I'm actually going to grab a couple of these ender pearls just so we have them on hand. And then let's go back to our Botania setup and grab this mana steel as well, just so we have it on us, hopefully so we can, mitigate some of our traveling back and forth here. But as you can see, this is going to definitely take some time. Now, really, you can bump up the speed on this by having more mana spreaders. Really, that would be your smartest move to do, but for us, it is what it is at this point. So, all right. So, in order to get this going, we are going to take a diamond. Now, this should have enough in it, and it'll say it has enough if you get that little check mark next to it. If it didn't have enough, it wouldn't let you do it. So, throw it in there, just like so, and we get our mana diamond, which is awesome. So, now we are going to take this, and just like so, we are going to get our runic altar up and going. Now, I believe that we could just place this on top of here, and I think it'll get enough mana from below it to be okay. But we need to use this to make all the different runes for this. So we're going to need a rune of fire, air, mana, earth, and water. Now these are each have different recipes for them that you have to use in the altar itself. So for example, this rune of fire, you need mana powder, mana steel, nether brick, gunpowder, and nether wart. The mana powder, pretty straightforward. You just take some kind of powder, redstone dust, glowstone dust, sugar, gunpowder, etc. Oh no, it is nighttime. And you throw it in these mana pools. So let me get some resources together. Let me definitely sleep through the night, and I'll bring you guys back once we're ready to craft up our first rune. All right, so I got everything together that we needed actually to get all of our runes going, but I'm just going to show you one here on camera because all the rest you can follow the recipes and they're pretty straightforward. It's just kind of a rinse and repeat with different materials. So we're going to go with the fire rune, or the rune of fire, I should say, to get going. And now this will yield us 2 runes of fire from this, but we need mana steel, nether brick, gunpowder, nether wart, and the mana powder, which I have already crafted up the mana powder. I do not believe it matters what order you put this in. We just need to get it in there. So we'll put our nether wart, we'll put our brick, our gunpowder, our steel, and that. Now, as you can see, it did pop up with a little like, you can't do this. And I'm guessing we might need some sparks in order to do it, because we have enough mana. Yeah, we have enough mana for it. It's just not taking it. So let me craft something else up really quick here for you. All right, no, we do not need what I thought we needed to craft up. I did make them. I went ahead and I made some sparks, but these aren't what I need for this. In order for this to work, we just need our mana spreaders to be pointed at the altar itself. So we are out of items here, or out of burn materials. So I'm going to throw a couple of these boys in here. I did craft up some coal blocks, and we'll really want to get some more coal going soon. I think really what we'll want to do is probably get some bees up and going. I don't know if wood works as well. It does seem to work, so we could use some wood as well. But obviously not as efficient. So we have those going. So let's take some of these mana spreaders and just point them directly at our altar. I'm actually going to take all of them and point them directly at it. And as you can see, we have a nice little progression on the actual rune itself. So it is getting what it needs to get crafted up. Just like so, we are good to go. Now you see it has an additional step. It has a little living rock, a plus mark with a living rock, and our wand of the forest. So all you got to do, place a piece of living rock and then hit it. Place a piece and then hit it with your wand of the forest, and there you go. We have our runes of fire. Now, again, it's just rinse and repeat. So we're going to go through and get all the rest of the runes up and going here. All right, guys, we are good to go here. We have all of our runes made up here. I do want to note one thing, though, for you guys out there who are following along, and maybe this is your first time through Botania. I know some of you are probably seasoned experts by now, but for the mana rune here, the rune of mana, I should say, it only makes 1. All the other ones will make 2, but for whatever reason, this one only makes 1. So just keep that in mind as you are going through. If you only have 1 that pops up, that is correct. That is all you should have for it. So from there, we can take 1 of each of these with a block of mana steel and our lapis lazuli blocks. So I will take that. I shall take that. The 1 of those, 1 of these, and 1 of those. And then all we need now is our crafting table here. So we'll take this and we will get our terrasteel plate. Let's go with that. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but if we open our Lexica Botania here, we can actually get into what this is. So, let's see. This isn't what we want. Trinkets, new. Maybe it was under that and I just missed it. Mana spreader. We should be able to see this. I don't know. Oh, yep. If we hit control, we can open right to it in the book. Very useful. So here you go. This is what it is. So it's terrasteel is a complex, useful magical alloy infused with ridiculous amounts of mana. Synthesizing it proves to be no small task. For starters, its creation requires the terrasteel plate placed over a checkerboard of pattern of lapis lazuli and living rock, or shimmering rock if you have those. So pretty much you want to set it up like this. I believe that we can maybe we can view it. Ooh, I did not mean to do that. Let's get back into it. I accidentally hit the wrong thing here. So you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you'll need 5 of those. So we have everything we need. So I actually don't need that many, but we do need this. I'll take 1, 2, 3, 4. Made that way more complicated than it needs to be. And I think we're going to set up shop right here. So let's get these taken out, because I want it relatively close to that. And we'll actually take this one out. Maybe we'll actually make it right in here. So I'm going to need our dank here. If I can get it out. There we go. And we're going to grab some dirt somewhere. There we go. And we're just going to fill some of this in here. Just like so. And then what we're going to do is put that away. We will grab some of our overgrown netherrack. And we're going to fill that back in, actually. All we got to do is throw this on the ground. We'll pick it back up. We do not have our magnet on, so just keep that in mind. So we'll go like that, that, and that. And then we'll take this. Just like so. Easy peasy. And we're set. Then all you gotta do is place this on top. Now this is where the sparks come into play. So these bad boys that I made up earlier, they are relatively straightforward to make. Let's go into the recipe here. All you need to do is have some blaze powder, a gold nugget, and then any of the petals or flowers from Botania. So very straightforward. All you gotta do is shift click it on top of there. Whoa, it's giving us some weirdness. What the heck is that? It's completely ignoring the water behind it, but it is what it is. And then all we got to do is we have to stick it over one of our mana pools, I believe. That's all we got to do, and it should work. I don't know if we could stick it on top of our mana splitter here. I think it has to just be on top of a single pool itself. Let me just double check on that, though. All right, so I was right in my thinking there. You cannot place it on top of the mana spreader and have it work, but I did think about it and realize we could have one on each of the mana pools itself, not just on one singular one. Why limit our usage to only one? So let's put one on top of each of these bad boys, just like so. Now these should be working. The way we can tell is if we take our wand of the forest here, and I think if we click on this, yep, it'll show that it is linked to all of them, I believe. Yeah, because that one's lined up. So I think it's linked to all 4 of them. I think it's close enough. That is the other thing you do need to keep in mind, is it has to be close enough. The sparks have a set range. I honestly not 100% sure offhand what exactly that range is. I don't even know. It's always so confusing to get into the book and try to find it. Let's actually just look up. Oh, it's right here. Let's open it up in the book and see if it tells you what kind of range you have. Oh, you can dye them as well if you want them to be a different color, which is pretty cool. Previous sparks. It does not really tell you, but they do have a distance. Yeah, it just says nearby. So just keep that in mind. I mean, this seems pretty close to get what we need from it. Now we are going to move on to our next step, which is actually getting terrasteel. So if you are interested, we already opened the book on this, but I'll open it again. If you guys want to read any more on this, you can pause the video and read through it. But this is everything on the terrasteel and the altar that you need for it, this setup here. And then this is how you make it. So we're going to need a mana diamond, a mana steel, and a mana pearl. That's going to make one singular thing of it. And I don't even know, I don't think it shows us. Does it show us in JEI here only shows us the mana infuser one. It does not actually show it. Very interesting that it doesn't show it on the normal one. This is like the next step up from Mythic Botania. Or Mythic Botany, I should say. But, okay. Well, let's try it out. We should have everything we need. Or most everything. So we have these. I'm going to put this living rock away because we don't need it. We're going to need some of these. And we're going to need some of those. So, get those. Get those. And we should be good to go. Why do I have this random diamond on me? I don't know why I have this random diamond on me. So, what we should be able to do is click on this with all... Oh, you gotta do it quick enough. That's the thing. You have to do it quick enough or be standing far enough away. So, let's be far enough away and get all of them in there. Now, this does take quite a bit of mana from my understanding. So, we'll see how long it takes us here. Oh, is it already doing it? Whoa, that was extremely fast. What kind of damage did it do to our mana? It did use up quite a bit of mana here. We are getting some weird things with these sparks, though. Holy smokes. But yeah, I guess let's try it again. Let's see if we have enough to get another terrasteel here, because that would be awesome. Now, you only do need one ingot to progress forward. But if we can get a second one going here, that would be incredibly awesome. And I'm gonna guess that this one's gonna take a lot more time, yeah, because our mana pools are just not there for it right now. But we'll let that go. It's not gonna harm anything if it's running in the background. So what we're next going to need are a few items to get the Elven gateway up and going. Now we can go, and I think can we pull this up in the book? Elven. It does not let us pull it up in the book. Do I have to have the book on my inventory? I do. That's how you do it. Okay, so let's pull this open then. So this will run you through the Elven gateway. So this is the portal to Elfium. They say that once upon a time, elves shared the world with Minecraftians. Due to the events presently unknown to us, at some point they were banished back to their own world, Elfium, never to return. So pretty much this is going to open up a portal to that. Now, it does actually take quite a bit of mana to do that, so we'll probably cut away once we get it roughly up and going, or roughly to the point where we could have it up and going, so we can generate some more mana. That's ultimately going to be kind of your drawback in this, is you need enough mana production to actually do what you want to do. This does show you how you can craft it up, just like so. So on the bottom, you're going to have the core. All around it, you'll have living wood along with the glowing living wood, I believe is what it's called. And then you do need 2 of these Natura pylons, which you need a mana pylon actually for. I did not realize you needed a mana pylon for this bad boy, which is not too bad to make actually. So, geez, that is taking its dandy old time there. I don't know if it's going to complete. I don't know if the mana stockpiles or not. It kind of looks like it might be getting there. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to get some of these together. It's called glimmering living wood. And all you need to do is take living wood with glowstone. So let me get some of this stuff together and I'll bring it back. And we should be in a little bit better place to get our portal up and running. All right, guys. So we have everything we need to get crafting here. So I'm going to craft it up, but it really is going to take us a lot longer to get the amount of mana that we need to get this going. Really, if we got more mana spreaders going, probably make it a little bit easier, but for the time being, we're going to stick with our plan and keep moving forward. So I already got the glimmering living wood going. I did get the Elven gateway core going. This is factored into what I mentioned before. It only takes 1 of the terrasteel to actually get the gateway going. So for the gateway core, it takes 3 of the nuggets. So that's, if you take the ingot and you turn it into nuggets, you'll get 9 of them. So that's 3 of them right there. So we'll have 6 left over. Now with these 6, we're able to make the 2 Natura pylons that we need. First, we do need to make the mana one. So we'll grab that. And I think we can just grab the other one just like so. And then we can use our 6 other terrasteel nuggets here to get this up and going. Just like so. Now we are going to want some mana pools with this, but we'll get those in just a moment. So with this, we come over here. I have a nice little place set up right under this tree for us. We're going to place the core down just like that, and then 2 living wood on each side. And then we're going to go up, and I am going to actually have to reference the book because I forget how high this has to go up. Ah, yes, 3 high. So then we'll take these, and then we'll go into our hover mode here. Get to that one, then a shimmering one right in the middle, and then this one on either side. Now, I believe much like a nether portal, you could have the corners built out as well. You don't have to have them open like that, but for us, it is perfectly fine. So I believe then we just want these on each side, just like this, and then we're going to want mana pools underneath it. So let us grab our dank here, grab some more of these, so we can throw 2 more pieces down just like so, so we have space for our mana pools. And then we're just gonna have to craft up some mana pools. Let's see, do I have enough living rock? I have almost enough to get what we need here. So this is going to go under here just like so. And then really what we're going to want to have happen is instead of pointing at these here, we're going to want it to point over to that one. And I think that we would have enough range to get over to it. I don't think they're too far away. We could try here. Okay, it does look like... actually, no. Did I point to the right thing? I wanted to point to the mana pool specifically. So let's give this a test out. I'm just going to utilize some wood here because it'll work just the same. Let's see, I think this is going to be in the way, unfortunately. Yeah, that's going to be in the way, unfortunately. So we will have to move these. It might make more sense just to get additional mana spreaders out here on the back side or on the side here so that we could utilize this in this sense. What if we take these and put it back here and I take that one? I don't know if this is too far, and try to get it over there. It looks like, once again, it is blocked. What if we did this one? We can't do that one to over there. We'll keep that there. And even if we did the one over here, I think our petal apothecary here is going to be in the way. Am I right? Yeah, I think I'm right. So if we take this out of the way, though, and we grab another stack of logs here. This is extremely inefficient, but it's fine. I'm just testing it out to see if this is going to work. It does look like it's sending it to it now. So without the petal apothecary there, we are getting some mana stored here. It's going to take a lot of mana. So what I'll do is cut away, get some stuff together, get some mana produced, and then once we're at a good spot, we'll get to the portal opened up. All right, guys. So it took me quite some time to actually get the amount of mana built up that we need. Again, I'll just reiterate, like, that is going to be the toughest thing about Botania. It always is just getting enough mana generated for what you want to be doing. Early on, it's pretty easy to do because really all you're making are, let's say, mana diamonds, mana pearls, mana steel, so on and so forth. So early on, it's not too bad. It's just later down the road to where we're at right now, where it gets a little bit more tricky. But we do have enough up and going. You need about a quarter of the bar filled up with it for it to work. And as you can see, we are kind of running out here. I did actually move these mana spreaders. They, for whatever reason, just wouldn't transfer this distance. I don't really know why that's the case, but it is what it is. As you can see, some of these have turned off. I also went ahead and made some more endo flames, and I even got this Rosa Arcana up and going. Now, you might be wondering what that is. I'll show you in the book right here. So it is another way of generating mana, and it actually absorbs the experience of nearby players, turning it into mana. Now, this does take a rune of mana to do, and then some pink petals, blue petals, and a lime green one in your petal apothecary. But that is not too bad to actually make up. It does actually consume the mana, the rune of mana, the mana rune, whatever you want to call it. So do keep that in mind. You'd have to make one for each one, but this is it right here. And if we stand close enough, you can see our experience bar is going down, and it is filling up the Rosa Arcana here, which is nice considering we have 167 levels, plenty of levels that we don't have anything to use for right now. Turning it into mana is perfectly fine by me. So we have that one there. It's going to distribute amongst the pools here, but they're all running relatively low. We could actually just switch these back all back to normal. I was using this mana tablet to move mana around. It's very useful to have. I did mention it earlier in the episode. You just need a mana diamond or mana pearl surrounded by some living rock, and you do need to switch this, so shift and right click, and as you can see now the arrow is pointing to the tablet, and then you would just throw your tablet down in there and it would suck up the mana. But that is beside the point. This is a setup for now, but we are ready to get our portal going. So all we got to do is click that. Oh my god. Yeah, for whatever reason, we're having some glitchy graphics here, but this is our Elven portal. Really awesome. Let's get a nice picture in here for our thumbnail in the episode. Yeah, that should be fine. But yeah, this is perfect. Now you might be wondering, well, what can you do with this? Well, there's a number of things that you can do with this. And we'll jump back to the main page here. One of them being getting this elementium ingots, the pixie dust, as well as the dragon stone. Now this, all you got to do is take 2 mana steel, throw it in there, and you'll get 1 of those in return. So we just so happen to have 2 mana steel here. Now I think this does take some mana, but not too much, so we should be fine. So let's throw both in. And the Elven gods were nice to us, and we did get our elementium ingot here, which is awesome. We are slowly but surely progressing towards what I ultimately want, which I guess I'll show you guys. It is a way to have unlimited flight or creative flight. So we are going to look for... Oh, I already have it on my bookmark here, but it is the Angel Ring from Angel Ring mod. And you do need the blocks of terrasteel here, so 3 of them, so 9, 18, 27 pieces of terrasteel, which is quite a bit there. We're going to be spending a decent amount of time and mana on that. We do need a diamond ring, which is going to take some blocks from all the modium, including blocks of diamond, netherite, and an elytra, which we are going to actually have to find. I don't believe we found one just yet. And then we're going to take some pixie dust. That's honestly the easiest thing. Pixie dust, the nether star. This one, the GI spirit ingot, shouldn't be too bad. We need terrasteel by surrounded with this. Now, this stuff is a little bit harder to get. That's kind of down the line here. And the other thing that we can do to progress a little bit more, we'll take our Lexica Botania, throw it on in there, and we're going to get our new chapters. So it will show you a whole bunch of new stuff in here that we can utilize, especially challenges now. So that's pretty cool that we can utilize that. I don't know now if it will show us this. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think it'll show us how to get that, but we'll get to it eventually. Don't you guys worry. It'll just have to be in another episode. That's just our progress. That's what we're working towards here, is that. And once we have that, we can have creative flight, and then we don't need our jetpack. But you also can see here, we do need nether star. So that means we are going to be fighting ourselves some withers, which should not be a problem at all. But guys, with that being said, we do need to wrap up the episode because we are going over time here. So I hope you all enjoyed this episode. If you did, feel free to leave a like down below. Better yet, leave me a comment. Let me know what you're thinking on this series. If you are new here, you want to follow along, hit that subscribe button and bell notification and let you know every single time I post a new episode here on the channel. We have just recently surpassed 1,000 subscribers, so I do want to say thank you to all of you out there who have been supporting me and supporting the community that we have been building out. And if you do want to do anything more with that, consider hopping over to our Discord. We do have a channel Discord set up, linked in the description down below, along with the Twitch, which I mentioned earlier in this episode. But guys, other than that, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Appreciate it so very much, and I will catch you all in the next one. Take it easy.